6 o'clock in the morning while they were sleeping. Took them to the gym.
The force makes people to run. Why are you sleeping, sleeping, sleeping? Why are you sleeping, sleeping, sleeping? It makes you not to think well. It traumatizes you. You stay in an area where you are brutalized by the so-called the security people. You don't have right to speak.
They give you the impression it's going to be alright. It's just for a while, it's just for a short time, it's going to be alright.
They have people who are waiting 3 months. They have people who are waiting 6 months. They have people who are waiting 3 years.
There are some who has been there for 7 years, 8 years, 10 years.
And we don't know what will happen. You just have to eat, drink, sleep. Eat, drink, sleep.
What are you doing here for all this time?
They want to sleep us in this situation. I think
We are in a forest. We are isolated. And over the forest there is security.
They are not here to care for people. They are here to brutalize the people, and they are doing exactly that. That might sound too crazy, but that's exactly what is happening there.
They knew no, since they isolate us, they put us in the forest so that they can treat us how they like. Nobody will nobody will know they are treating somebody like this in the forest.
If you isolate a human being in a forest, in an institution, in a jail, because this is a jail, you just give them something to drink, something to eat. You say you cannot go out, you cannot work, you cannot do anything, you just have to wait. What will be the reaction of these people? It will be a very negative reaction.
I saw with my own eyes how people got depressed, how people got mad. It's something I could readily see, personally, physically. And this is the way the system wrecks everybody. Some people just leave it like this and they can't take it anymore. Some just commit suicide.
He was eating pieces of glass. He really tried to commit suicide.
Yes, this is clearly sure. They don't want you to organize yourself and try to help others. When they see that you are helping, they will try to isolate you from them by sending you in other places. So you will not continue helping the people, and you will not continue informing them about their rights. So if you keep someone ignorantly isolated, you can do everything against him. So you have to help him in this way. Try to inform them what is their rights so they can defend themselves, and encourage them to defend themselves, and they will see what will happen. But again, you will be controlled. When they see that you are helping, they will not repress you in a direct way. They will try to isolate you from them by sending you in other places. And then you will be transferred in places even worse than what we are. And we don't know. And they don't inform you. And they just tell you, okay, you have to go now.
Yeah, really. They know I am not willing to be quiet to whatsoever they are doing. And so I can see hatred in their faces. And I saw it when I was transferred. And when I resisted, another thing else happened. They called the police people. The police people came and they brutalized me. The chief of the security people, he called police for me. He forged my signature and signed my transfer. And then he used handcuff to handcuff my hands behind with it. And he helped to drag me on the floor.
Now they have made it clear. Now they don't have any possibility to pretend like that anymore.
So you can bear with me that the government, they know what they are doing.
It's difficult for it to get into your mind that the so-called civilized society where you escape for shelter could be so brutal. So most of the time you imagine, well, maybe there should be some reason why the system is like that. It's going to change.
I know they keep us in the forest because they want to destroy us. They don't want us to think. They don't want us to tell our problem to the public. In short, they treat us like dogs. I see it that way.
When you look at it, you can say that it is the government's idea to, to kill your morale slowly, day by day. Indirectly, the government is killing you from the inside, without touching you. I think
It keeps people out from being themselves. It keeps people out from being active. It keeps people out from resisting. It represents intimidation, harassment, abuses, all combined in a single space of time. This is exactly what suits the system.
I am not the only one. I have friends with whom we are in the same kind of a situation. You really have to stay in a society of friends. Otherwise, you cannot do it alone. You cannot, because you have to be sheltered.
I cannot tell you you have to do this. That's for you to decide. Because if you sit here, you won't change anything. So you have to decide on your own whether you want to take the risk or not.
After being just just sitting for 5 6 years, I mean, you're as good as dead. You cannot say you're active anymore. So the government has actually achieved its idea of making you, go back to being nothing, not exactly where you are, but reducing you to nothing. So at the end of the day, the government system has killed you softly.
We've identified our problem. We've identified that we are alone, that the state is not ready to work, to do anything serious. So we just go on that.
For me, the way I look at it, it's nice to be strong. The only problem is nice to be strong. I've realized in this society, if you are strong, it's nice for them to be afraid of you rather than you being afraid of them. It's nice to give them the knowledge that you are not easy. That is the only way you can live in this society. If you are always saying yes sir, yes ma, this society you cannot live long.
When there's unity between you and these other isolated people, there's a possibility for the growth of self-organization. There's a possibility for resistance. The fear of resistance coming up is what leads the government to isolate not only the refugees from the general society, but also from each other.
I don't care about them. I do what pleases me. I make them to understand that I'm going for an organization that will help me tomorrow. I'm going for an organization that wants freedom of movement in this country. I'm going for an organization that you can express your problem, you can shout your problem to the public, you can tell the grievances you have in you. I just go ahead, I do what pleases me and not what pleases them. I know the problems I'm going to face is really big coming in front of me. But for now, I can just fight the way I can.
understood this is the kind of place you need to be. You need to be with people who have different backgrounds, different experiences of their own struggles. You need to share what happened and how they got here and where their struggle is and where it is going to, what they're looking for, what they want to do. And it was very interesting to realize all these people with all these struggles, all of them had just one desire to make where they stay a better place. And we're going to resist. We're going to go as far as we can in trying to resist that. And that's what we're doing. So our resistance is not just like we just try struggling to fix the situation for refugees. No, we owe a duty to this society, and the people that live in this society owe a duty to themselves. That's why we always told the people that work with us, these support groups of the citizens around here, we tell them, look, if you take our struggle like your struggle, then we can work. But if you think we are just miserable, helpless people that need support from you, we don't want that kind of support. You know, we didn't come here because we need clothes and we need somebody who every Sunday can come around and give shirts and stuff. No. We had political problems and we left and we came here, and now we are being tortured and embarrassed and harassed by this government here. In effect, it is a center to psychologically break all the people, right? So that they could be deported back and forth the way they want, so that even if they get out of there, they are already psychologically ready for the underclass of the society. They're already psychologically broke. They cannot think rationally. Not until we are able to come together in a clear position, it's never going to hurt the authorities. The only time it's going to hurt them is when the ordinary man in the street understands what is happening in the forest there. And then the ordinary man then has to make the decision whether he or she wants that kind of thing to be going on in the neighborhood of where he stays. We don't have a choice. The only thing we have to do, the only option for us is to resist. We don't have a choice. They didn't create us any allowance where we don't have a situation where other refugees can say, okay, look guys, I'm tired and I cannot do it anymore. I want to follow that option. We don't have any option. The authorities are conscious that we are resisting, and they are conscious that the public is listening. If not, they would have not cared to try to attack the points we were trying to make. The state is trying to criminalize us. For them to say our organization is anti-state, it's a big hypocrisy on their part. We're looking forward to that day when in every society there's a democracy that respects the people's rights and values. At that level, when that state of the human evolution has been attained, then the states are not going to be the way they are today. We are anti-state in the level of that superior perception of humanity. The strength of this organization is that it is able to get people out of this intended isolation by the state. It's able to make people break out of that wall and get politically active.
you.